All right, welcome back to Sheen Chic. I'm so glad you joined me here on my channel. And today I have a really, really fun guest. This is Annie Taylor.
Hi.
And Annie just finished illustrating a book, and I'm gonna have her tell us a little bit about the book and why. Tell me why that was such a special project for you. First of all, obviously the book, but then just as an artist and being able to express who you were through that. I want you to kind of walk us through that a little bit.
Okay. The book has been really special to work on, and the author is Stephen Gardner. The story was inspired by some tragedy that happened in his life. They lost a family member, and then at the same time their neighbor's son was tragically lost, and the story just came to him. He said he was at home one day and it just all downloaded, is the way he described it. It just downloaded in his mind, and he knew in his heart that it wasn't his story to share, but it was his job to put it out there. So for 3 years, he waited and watched and tried to find the right artist. So it was really humbling for me that I was that right artist.
After 3 years search?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I just felt like there was the work of angels behind the scenes orchestrating and pushing us towards each other, and it's been so successful already. It was on Amazon's bestseller list within the first 2 days of being on their website. I know.
That's so...
It is so cool.
I can't wait to read the
I know.
story.
The story is beautiful. It's very emotional, very touching. It's kind of like, what is heaven? What's heaven about? And where do we go when we're lost? Where do our lost loved ones end up? Touching.
So here's my question for you. How did you find the inspiration for the art then with such a that's a really deep topic.
Yeah.
And as an illustrator, I don't think that you can come in and really cover the story unless there had to have been something that touched you too. There was a reason that you got to do that.
Oh, 100%. 2 years ago, my sister got sick, and she was in the hospital for 3 weeks, and it was a really beautiful way to say goodbye. Everyone had special time with her, and she passed away in June. And once she was gone, I was like, what if it's not true? What if heaven's not real? Like, where did she go really?
Right.
And I needed to know in my own heart that she was okay. And I was able to find that confirmation through my artwork. And people came to me, I mean, the most random places, like through Facebook, which I wasn't on Facebook much, or through social media. People from across the country were finding me in these vicarious ways and asking me to do a piece of art for a friend who lost their daughter, or someone had miscarried and lost their baby. And it wasn't something I was advertising, but they came to me anyway. And it turned into this business for me that people now come to me all the time. Every week someone is coming to me with, can you create this painting for this family who has lost a family member and they can't have a portrait taken anymore, but we can do a painting of their family. So for me, it was just the way that I could feel and experience and have these angels around me, honestly, helping me to know, what they look like, or what their posture is, or what their demeanor was, so that I could capture who they were, and I can feel this love that their family has as I'm working on these paintings, and then give this family something tangible that they can look at every day and know my family member might be gone physically, but they're still around, they're still here.
We met just a couple weeks ago, actually, and we got talking about creativity and just how that is just such a part of our lives. And we talked about how not everybody believes that they're an artist.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, most people don't consider themselves artists.
Yeah, or creative in general, really.
Yeah. With creativity, a lot of people are closed. It's totally normal and natural, unfortunate, but normal. So I think the biggest thing is just being open-minded to it. And I've taught art classes for years, and the number one thing, it doesn't matter, if they're a teenager up to an adult. I've even had grandmas come in and work with me. It doesn't matter. Everyone sort of says the same thing. Don't judge my work. I'm not creative. I can't do this. I won't be that good. And I'm like, you have to be willing to be bad at something to know if you're going to be good at it or not. And good is subjective. If you're comparing your work to the thing you're looking at on Pinterest or the art gallery, painting, it's not going to be the same. So you just have to to redefine what good is in your mind. And it doesn't need to look like someone else's just to be good.
You are going to show me
Something
You're
new.
going to share your talents
Yes.
with me, and we're going to do something that I've never done before. But I love this.
And
what we're going to do, and you're
I
going to show
know
me how.
it turns out beautiful, and I honestly believe with my whole heart anyone can do this. I did this today with my preschool art class.
Okay.
Not this fancy, not this intricate. They had more simple shapes like the fish and
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
But the only rule I gave them was try to stay in the lines.
Okay. So tell me what we're doing
Okay.
here.
So I'll just show you the steps first. I mean, you'll start with a blank piece of paper. You just need to get your image, whatever you want, onto the paper.
Okay.
I understand 100% not everyone can draw, but I do know everyone can trace.
Okay. Yes.
So if you can't draw freehand something that you want, trace it.
So tell me about this paper, though. This
Okay,
is not.
this is watercolor paper, and that is
Watercolor
very
paper.
important. I'm glad you brought it up. You cannot do this on your computer paper or cardstock. It just won't work.
Okay.
So when you're ready to start,
I'm ready.
this is going to be your step 2. You're going to outline. Now you don't have to just stay on the outside. You could put color in the middle, and then we're going to add in the water, and then the final product is going to look more like these two. So they have like a very fluid, beautiful look,
Love it.
and you will see how quick it is too.
Okay. I'm excited. So I get to choose my colors.
Choose your colors.
Ooh, so many colors. Okay. So I've got my
So your palette
my
there.
fall palette here. All right. Next step then. Move that out of the way.
You move in whatever way speaks to your heart.
Okay,
So
and I
start
just
wherever
I
you
just
want.
start which end of the pen?
Well, on the thinner spots, you're going to probably want to use the detail end. On the thicker spots, you're going to want to use the brush.
This felt one here. Okay,
Yes.
so like
Right
what you're
there.
talking about, like
Brush.
this, where it's thicker.
Yeah.
Right in here, it gets really narrow, so I'm gonna want to switch ends.
Yes.
But I don't necessarily. I mean, and I can do this anyway, right? Like I can do each letter a different color,
Yeah.
or I can start just graduating it over.
Totally.
Okay, and then just trace it. Just go around here, like this.
On the inside. Yep, stay on the
Oh,
inside.
on the inside of the line.
Stay
There
on
you
the
go.
inside
I'm
line.
already coloring outside the
No,
lines.
it's okay.
Get it.
And then keep in mind you can keep white. Your goal is not to color the entire thing with markers. You're just wanting kind of the outline.
So it doesn't all need to connect or whatever.
It does
like-
not need to connect. No,
Okay.
we're going to use the water to connect it.
Okay.
We've added the color, our pigment's down. These are water pens. They're so fun, so cool. It seriously is just a little bottle. You fill this up, screw it on. And 2 different sizes. You'll want to use both probably. The thicker one is going to move the water quicker. This
Okay.
one is going to be more detailed to get in those tiny areas. Or you can use a good old-fashioned paintbrush.
All right. This part's making me a little nervous, but
You're going to do great.
it doesn't matter, right? And so you just squeeze it a little bit.
You don't have
right?
to squeeze it. It's already wet.
It's already
It's
wet.
already very wet. Yeah.
Did you wet this?
Nope, the water comes from
It just
inside
does
the
it.
pen.
Okay. So you didn't have to prime it or anything. We're just gonna go for it. All right. Here we go. So here's the finished product. I love
Turned out
it.
awesome.
I'm going to put this in a frame and put it in my house. Key takeaways from today: just try it. Start small. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just get creative. Just find something that you think you'd be interested in. Do it.
Yeah, if it speaks to your heart,
Yeah.
start there.
Start there. Good place to
And
start.
be willing to not have it be perfect.
Right.
Because it's not what matters. I always tell my students, like, the process of creativity is what you're going for, not the product.
Right.
It's the process.
Yeah.
It's just letting yourself be in that headspace.
And we would really encourage you to go to Amazon and buy the book Christmas Pajamas.
that mean a lot. Yeah.
By, remind me of the author.
Stephen Gardner.
Stephen Gardner, that's right. And
We'll share a link.
we'll share a link.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you can actually, he's on YouTube, you can watch a little video where he talks, it's about a 2.5 minute video, and he talks about just the inspiration that he had. And that's really kind of fun to watch.
I know.
So yeah, so be sure to check all the links that we have on this video. And we are just really grateful for you watching this today. And
Seriously.
if you would like more content that is like this, please click on the subscribe link right below. And I think we're gonna have to have Annie back and do
I'd
some
love
more
to.
fabulous things together.
Yeah.
Work some magic together. So thanks for joining us. See you next time. Bye.